7 equipment-free exercises that will transform your body in 3 weeks. In the midst of 2025, many still believe that transforming your body requires an arsenal of resources, sophisticated gym equipment, a shelf of expensive supplements, and even an exclusive personal trainer. This mindset not only empties your wallet, but also discourages many people from beginning their fitness journey. The truth is that all this complexity only distances us from the essence of physical training. Well-executed basics have always brought and will continue to bring extraordinary results. That's why today you'll see the 7 best equipment-free exercises that you can do at home, using at most a chair or sofa, and that have the potential to transform your body in just a few weeks. I'm not talking about miracles, but about science applied intelligently. These exercises form a complete circuit that targets all the main muscle groups in your body, accelerates your metabolism, and promotes visible changes when practiced consistently. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and where you're watching our content from. Exercise 7, Mountain Climbers. This exercise is a true wild card in functional training as it simultaneously involves several muscle groups. When performing it, you intensely activate your core, including the rectus abdominis, obliques, and transverse abdominis muscles, while also working your shoulders, chest, quadriceps, and hip flexors. What makes mountain climbers so effective is their ability to quickly elevate your heart rate, transforming a strength exercise into a high-intensity aerobic movement. This means you'll be burning calories at an accelerated rate while toning important muscles. Studies show that exercises combining cardiovascular elements with muscle strengthening are extremely efficient for improving body composition, reducing body fat percentage while preserving or even increasing lean mass. Additionally, mountain climbers significantly improve coordination between upper and lower limbs, contributing to better balance and agility in daily life. To execute correctly, start in a high plank position, with arms extended directly under your shoulders and body, forming a straight line. Keep your core engaged and, alternately, bring one knee toward your chest while the other remains extended, as if you were climbing a mountain. The movement should be controlled but rhythmic, without sacrificing form. A common mistake is letting the hips rise too high, losing body alignment. This reduces the effectiveness of the exercise and overloads the lower back. Another frequent misconception is accelerating the movement too much, compromising form and reducing muscle activation. Remember, control is more important than speed. It's also essential to maintain fluid breathing, exhaling when the knee comes forward and inhaling when it returns. If you feel you're losing posture, take short breaks maintaining the plank position before continuing. Start with sets of 20 to 30 seconds and gradually progress until you can maintain the movement for a minute or more. Exercise 6, Tricep Dips. Many people focus excessively on bicep exercises, neglecting the triceps, which represent approximately 2/3 of the arm's volume. If you want big arms, you can't ignore the triceps. Developing this muscle not only balances the aesthetics of the upper limbs, but also strengthens everyday movements that involve pushing objects or getting up from surfaces. The tricep dip works all 3 heads of the muscle, long, lateral, and medial, simultaneously, providing a complete stimulus for hypertrophy and strengthening. Furthermore, this exercise secondarily engages the shoulder-stabilizing muscles and the chest muscles, especially the lower portion. This makes it extremely efficient for developing the upper body using only body weight as resistance. The beauty of the tricep dip lies in its simplicity and proven effectiveness. Electromyographic studies demonstrate high muscle activation of the triceps during its execution, rivaling or even surpassing free weight exercises. To perform the movement correctly, you only need a stable surface such as a chair, bench, or sofa. Sit on the edge of the seat with your hands supported next to your hips, fingers pointing forward. Slide your hips forward until they're off the seat, keeping knees bent at approximately 90 degrees. This is your starting position. With elbows pointing backward, slowly flex them, lowering your body toward the floor until your elbows form an angle of approximately 90 degrees. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and your body close to the support surface. Then, extend your elbows to return to the starting position, focusing on contracting the triceps at the top of the movement. The most common errors include moving the body too far from the support surface, which transfers tension to the shoulders, and not descending enough, reducing the range of motion and, consequently, its benefits. It's also important to avoid completely locking the elbows at the top of the movement to maintain constant tension in the triceps. Exercise 5. Decline push-ups. We chose this exercise instead of traditional push-ups precisely because of the greater difficulty and exceptional activation of the upper chest, a notoriously difficult area to develop. Electromyography studies demonstrate that decline push-ups generate up to 30% more activation in the clavicular portion of the pectoralis major when compared to conventional push-ups. This upper chest region, near the clavicle, is often underdeveloped even in people who train regularly, creating an aesthetic imbalance. Decline push-ups are perfect for those who think they have a very prominent or protruding clavicle, as muscle development in this area creates a more harmonious transition between the neck and thorax. Besides focusing on the upper chest, this exercise intensely engages the front shoulder muscles known as anterior deltoids, the triceps, and the serratus muscles, essential for proper posture and scapular stability. To perform decline push-ups correctly, you'll need to elevate your feet on a stable surface such as a sofa, chair, or bench. Position yourself in a plank position with your hands on the floor, slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and your feet supported on the elevated surface. Your body should form a straight descending line from your shoulders to your ankles, keeping your core engaged and elbows at an angle of approximately 45 degrees relative to your trunk. Lower your chest toward the floor, controlling the movement. When your chest is a few inches from the ground, push yourself up until your arms are almost completely extended, but without locking your elbows. The most common errors include letting your hips drop, creating a curve in your lower back, or raising your shoulders toward your ears, causing unnecessary tension in your neck. It's also frequent to see people performing only partial movements, which drastically reduces the benefits. If you still can't perform this exercise with good form, you can start with your knees supported on the elevation, instead of your feet, and progressively advance to the full version as your strength increases. Before we continue to exercise 4, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to correct and science-based information is what will make you progress in the long term in the world of bodybuilding. Exercise 4. Bulgarian split squats. The great advantage of the Bulgarian split squat compared to the common squat is working each leg separately, which allows identifying and correcting strength and hypertrophy imbalances between the lower limbs. These imbalances are extremely common. Almost all of us have a dominant leg that ends up assuming more load in bilateral exercises, perpetuating the disparity. By training one leg at a time, you ensure that both sides receive adequate stimulus for proportional development. The Bulgarian split squat intensely focuses on the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, but also significantly activates the core stabilizing muscles, adductors, and calves, making it an extremely complete exercise for the lower body. The unstable nature of this movement also requires greater coordination and balance, developing proprioception, the awareness of body position in space, which contributes to better athletic performance and reduced risk of injuries in daily activities. Studies show that unilateral exercises like this generate greater muscle activation per leg when compared to bilateral versions, even with smaller loads, due to the greater recruitment of muscle fibers to maintain stability. To execute it correctly, you only need a chair, bench, or sofa. Stand with your back to the elevated surface approximately 1.5 feet away. Place the top of one foot on the elevated surface, keeping the other foot firmly planted on the floor in front of you. This is your starting position. Keep your torso upright and, in a controlled manner, flex the knee of the front leg, lowering your body as in a squat. Descend until the front knee forms an angle of approximately 90 degrees, without the knee going beyond the line of the toes. Return to the starting position by pushing through the heel of the front leg, focusing on the contraction of the glute and quadriceps. Complete all repetitions on one side before switching to the other limb. The most common errors include letting the knee collapse inward during the descent, which can cause undue stress on the joint, and excessively leaning the trunk forward, overloading the lower back. It's also important to avoid raising the heel of the front foot, which reduces glute activation and transfers excessive tension to the knee. Exercise 3. Burpees. Burpees are often called the most complete exercise that exists for a good reason. Few movements can work so many muscle groups simultaneously while promoting such an intense cardiovascular stimulus. The burpee is essentially a compound exercise that combines squatting, planking, push-ups, and jumping in a fluid sequence, creating an exceptional metabolic stimulus. During its execution, practically all major muscle groups are activated: quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, core, chest, deltoids, triceps, and even the back muscles as stabilizers. This generalized muscle activation, combined with the explosive nature of the movement, makes the burpee a potent metabolic accelerator. Research demonstrates that high-intensity exercises like this can elevate metabolism for up to 48 hours after training, a phenomenon known as excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. This means you continue burning calories long after finishing your workout. What could be better than that? To execute a burpee correctly, start in an upright position. Squat down, placing your hands on the floor in front of your feet. In a fluid movement, kick your legs back, assuming a plank position. Perform a complete push-up, lowering your chest close to the floor. Push yourself up and immediately bring your feet back to the squatting position. Finish with an explosive jump, completely extending your body and raising your arms above your head. Land softly and go directly into the next repetition. The most common errors include excessively curving the lower back during the plank position, which can cause back discomfort, and not completing the full range of motion, especially in the push-up part. Many people also tend to abandon proper form when fatigue begins to emerge, which not only reduces the benefits, but increases the risk of injuries. If you're a beginner, you can modify the exercise by eliminating the jump at the end or the push-up until you develop the strength and endurance necessary for the complete version. Exercise 2. Calf raises. The calves are mainly composed of the gastrocnemius muscle, the most superficial one, giving the characteristic shape to the calf, and the soleus, located more deeply. These muscles are fundamental for various functions in the human body, and it's not by chance that they are often called the second heart or the heart of the legs. This denomination comes from their crucial function in blood pumping. When contracting and relaxing during walking or running, the calves help propel blood back to the heart, significantly assisting in the circulation of the lower limbs. A strong calf system is essential to prevent circulatory problems such as varicose veins and edema. Many people neglect training this region, claiming that only those on hormones can hypertrophy the calf, and then we already know what happens. They end up wondering why their legs look disproportionate despite the development of quadriceps and hamstrings. To perform calf raises correctly, position yourself standing with your feet shoulder-width apart. For greater stability, you can lightly support the tips of your fingers on a wall or chair back. Keep your legs straight, but not locked, and your core engaged. Raise your heels as high as possible, rising onto the balls of your feet and actively contracting your calves at the top of the movement. Stay in this contracted position for 1 or 2 seconds before returning in a controlled manner to the starting position, allowing your heels to touch the floor lightly before the next repetition. Common errors include not raising the heels enough, limiting muscle contraction, and excessively swinging the body to help with the movement, reducing the tension in the calves. It's also important to avoid rushing. Slow and controlled repetitions with a pause at the top maximize results. To intensify the exercise, you can perform it with one leg at a time, increasing the load on the working muscle, or add small pauses in the elevated position, increasing the time under tension. Exercise 1. Planks. Our 7th and final exercise is the plank, an isometric movement that seems simple at first glance, but represents one of the most effective core strengthening exercises ever developed. Planks primarily work the deep abdominal muscles, especially the transverse abdominis, considered our natural corset for its function of stabilizing and protecting the spine. Unlike dynamic exercises such as traditional sit-ups, which mainly focus on the rectus abdominis, planks simultaneously recruit multiple muscle groups, creating an integrated stabilization system. Besides the core, this exercise significantly activates the erector spinae muscles, responsible for maintaining an upright posture, the glutes, the quadriceps, and even the shoulder and chest muscles as stabilizers. This generalized activation makes planks extremely time-efficient, delivering multiple benefits in a single movement. From a functional perspective, a strong core developed through planks translates into better posture, reduction of lower back pain, which is a problem that affects up to 80% of the population at some point in life, and better performance in virtually all physical activities. Core stability is the foundation upon which all body movements are built. The more stable this region, the more strength and power can be generated and transferred through the extremities. To perform the plank correctly, position yourself face down on the floor. Support your forearms parallel to your body, with elbows directly under your shoulders. Your forearms and the tips of your toes will be your only points of contact with the ground. Raise your body, maintaining a straight line from your heels to your head. Pay close attention here. This alignment is absolutely crucial for the effectiveness and safety of the exercise. Contract your abdomen as if you were preparing to receive a punch, and slightly squeeze your glutes to stabilize the pelvis. Keep your gaze directed at the floor, a few inches in front of your hands, to correctly align your neck with the rest of your spine. The most common errors include letting your hips drop, creating excessive curvature in your lower back, or raising your hips, forming a tent shape with your body. Both positions drastically reduce the benefits and can cause discomfort. Another frequent error is forgetting to breathe. Many people hold their breath during isometric effort, which is counterproductive. Breathe normally, maintaining core engagement independent of the respiratory cycle. Start by holding the position for 20 to 30 seconds and gradually increase as your resistance improves. Now, one final observation. Even if you perform all these exercises, unfortunately, the results still won't be as good if you commit some of the 11 main mistakes that people who train tend to make, which ends up throwing all effort in the trash. If you want to know what they are, we've left a video showing each one of them appearing right now on the screen. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.